guys, it's been a minute and I'm back in the car. What's new? So I'm gonna tell you guys what's been going on recently. It's really been a mess, and I've been like feeling really like down and depressed and just not feeling so great recently. So I'm gonna try to explain everything to the best of my ability. I'm obviously not very well educated in terminology as far as our government goes and exactly what is happening. You wanna hold my hand? Okay, I'll hold your hand. Sorry, I got Denver in the back seat, and we just had to drop his aunties off at home, so he's a sad boy. So I'm gonna try to start from the beginning and be as detailed as I can about this, and just really making this just to get the word out there. I'm also going to leave below in the description box a petition that you can sign to help families all over Indiana hopefully be able to fight what is going on. So as most of you probably know, Valen has special needs. He has a G-tube, he has therapies every week, he really can't eat orally by mouth, he has specialty doctors, like he has a GI doctor, he has a dietitian, he has his regular doctor, he'll be seeing an ENT soon. He has a lot going on, and we're not exactly sure what or why that he doesn't want to eat. I mean, like, he does, but it almost seems like maybe he can't. He is a full-time job, honestly, more than just a regular newborn, more than just, having a baby and having to take them to appointments and stuff. He is a full-time job. Me and Kenny were in the process of working with this company to be paid as a caregiver. The program started in 2017 for families with medically complex children, and also adults, like spouses can take care of other spouses, but basically that I was going to be paid as Valen's caregiver, and it was going to be very, I want to use the word life-changing, just simply because, like, for us, it was gonna be able to make it so that I could take care of Valen and be able to have an income so that we could pay our bills, because as you guys know, if you watch my videos, things have been tight recently. Over the last couple months, I've only saved up enough money for rent from working last summer to last us until December. So the last couple months we've had lots of help from outside sources, like, thank God, because we wouldn't have been able to survive, really. So this program was going to make it so that I could stay at home and take care of my children and take care of my child who is medically complex. And I had gotten a call from them a few weeks ago, probably January 14th, and they were ready to start my onboarding. And so to be a caregiver in Indiana, you must have a TB test done. So if you've ever had a tuberculosis test, you have to go in and you don't get your results back for about 2 days. You have to see if you have a reaction, basically. So I called around. I found the Minute Clinic near my house, and I was able to go get a TB test. So I got my TB test results back on January 19th, and I went online to start my onboarding process, and it said that my paperwork had been revoked. I called the company that I was working for, and I was waiting for my case manager to call me back, and I spoke to a woman who kind of helped connect me with the company that I was going to be working for. And I texted her, and I was like, I'm kind of hearing some chatter, like, is all of this true? And she called me and she told me that it was true, that they had stopped the program. I just want to say, I hope I'm making sense. I know that it's a lot of information. It's a lot of information for me, and I've been the one involved in it. So I hope I'm trying to be as clear as I can. And if I make any mistakes, I'll try to, like, insert, like, some text in here if I'm not making any sense. It's a lot of information, so I'm trying to make it like clear and concise. So basically I spoke to her and she was like, yep, they have taken the program away. The FSSA, which is the Family and Social Services Association, you know, had a board meeting, and they decided, because they had they had some kind of like Medicaid gap, like they spent too much in Medicaid, that like more than they had expected, and so they decided to cut the caregiver program for medically complex children and adults. And so basically what that means is I could no longer onboard with my company, and anyone that is already being paid as a caregiver is going to slowly be cut off. And if they're like in a process of like I can't remember all the details. It's a lot, like I said, and like it's not my story, so it's like hard to like piece together everything that I'm hearing. But basically everyone will be cut off by July 1st. They're wanting to transition into a different kind of program that I believe they're calling the Structured Family Act, which basically is we would get a stipend per day instead of paid hourly, which there's a lot of numbers being thrown out there, but basically the way that program works is the government pays for it and gives that money to a company, and the company decides how much money they're going to give you, which is usually a percentage. So it seems like the percentage will go up just based on what kind of everyone is hearing, but it does seem like it's not a livable wage and it's below the poverty line, and I would still have to continue to work, and it wouldn't be a life-changing thing for us how the other program was going to be. Obviously we'll do whatever because we need help, but a lot of it isn't really making sense. Like everyone's kind of confused on why this is happening, why they seem to be targeting our community in particular. It's very I don't know, like evil villain coded. I just can't believe that I'm trying to make this video as non-emotional as I can because I've spent days crying. I mean, it's rocked our lives, and I know that might seem like crazy, but it's like I have a child who needs 24-hour care. And are you okay? It's all right. It's okay, baby. I'm trying to be as non-emotional as I can be and just give you guys the facts so that you can understand what's happening as best as I understand that it's happening. I'm part of a Facebook group, and a lot of it isn't making sense. So basically at the board meeting, they decided that LRIs, which is a legally responsible adult, aka guardian, parent, caregiver, can no longer be paid as a caregiver. I believe it's called attendant care. They are saying that we can have a family member, a friend, someone else can be paid and can take care of our children, but we can't, which doesn't really make sense. Why would they want to pay someone else when they could just pay me? Like, I know my kid best. I'm able to take care of my kid the best. Or that they will hire nurses, which doesn't make sense as well because nurses are paid way more, and not to mention we have a shortage of nurses. So it seems like they know that, one, we're not going to have people that can just quit their full-time jobs and come take care of our kids so that we can go find full-time jobs, and they know that there's not enough nurses to take care of all the kids. They've cut off this program. I've been reading so many stories over the past almost week, and they are heartbreaking. They are horrible. I cannot believe that, like, obviously I'm very sad for our family, as it's really going to change the course of our lives right now. I mean, we were really like, I've been so behind on I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time like articulating. It's just, we were already in a bad spot financially over the last couple months. We've been putting a lot on credit cards, and our credit cards are maxed out. We're at the brink. Like, this was supposed to be our saving grace. This was supposed to be the thing that was going to help us get back on our feet and just be able to live. And I'm having a hard time, like, not having, like, a pity party, which I know sounds, like, ridiculous. And, like, there are much worse things happening in this world right now. And there are, you know, children who are already on this program whose families, like, I don't know what anyone's going to do. Like, I don't know what everyone's going to do. It just seems like we've really, like, this has just put everyone in a really, really bad place. But it's been really hard for me not to just feel completely heartbroken. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I can only work very small amounts at my job currently because my job requires like a lot of time to be able to make a living off of it, as everyone's job does. So it's a very hard place that I feel like we've been put in. I am feeling very disappointed in our state, in the people who are on the board of the FSSA. I'm just feeling like really disappointed. I don't know what other word to use other than just absolutely heartbroken, really. The day before we found out that the program was being cut, me and Kenny were on the way to his birthday dinner, which was the last time I saw you guys on here. And we were just like talking, and we were just saying, like, I think we're gonna be okay. Like, I think we're gonna be able to, you know, pay off some credit cards, and I think we're gonna be able to, you know, like, not stress and maybe just take a breath, you know. And for the next day to just be snatched from underneath us is just put me in a really bad place mentally. I didn't have a backup plan. And this is just my story. You know what I mean? This is what's happening to us. But there are thousands of families that are being affected by this in Indiana. And I almost have to, like, not be on Facebook right now, because reading all of the stories and the heartbreaking things, like, some of these children are being taken care of their parents because they were left in the hands of a caregiver who hurt them, who have caused them to need full-time care. There are, like, the stories are just heartbreaking, and for the government to literally attack is how it feels. It feels like they made a mistake, and the medically complex children and adults are the ones paying for it. And it just doesn't really seem fair. If they think that they paid too much money to people, then they should have put limits on things. They should have... Okay, baby. Okay. It seems like they've spent too much money and they didn't have, like, enough guidelines in place, and we're the ones suffering from it. So it's all just really, really, really horrible. There's already been a rally downtown at the State House. I wasn't able to go because Kenny had to work and I had both the boys with me. But, like, seeing all the kids, like, in their wheelchairs and, like, clearly, like, need their parents and need someone to be taking care of them because they can't do it for themselves. And it's like, those are the people that Indiana has decided needs to get their funding cut. It genuinely, it makes me feel ill. We have 30 days to make public comment about how we don't believe that this should be taken away. They promised these parents that this was a permanent program and a reliable option for parents to be able to take care of their children. So people quit their jobs. In my opinion, people are going to lose their houses. People are going to suffer so much at the hands of our government because of this. And I just feel just so horrible about it. I wish that I could tell you guys about this better. It's a lot. It's a lot of information. It's a lot going on. It's heartbreaking, honestly. I wish I had a nice little bow to tie at the end of this video, but I did the best I could to kind of explain what's going on. It's a horrible situation. I don't even know if I'm going to post this video because I don't even know what I've said. Like, honestly, my mind's been kind of all over the place. I've been having a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress over the past week of just wondering, like, how we're going to pay our bills, how we're going to find someone to help us with Valen so that I can go back to work, because we can't survive on one income. It's just not possible. Almost. So, I'm sorry this was all over the place. If you have any questions, I can do my best to answer them. But if I don't know the answer, I might know someone that might. Please sign the petition down below. I hope that they can hear that, like, I hope the government can hear that we're not going to go away quietly. And that's, like, one of the biggest things, I think, is I think they've messed with the wrong people. And we are already advocates for our children with special needs. Like, we already have to be the ones that are fighting for them and fighting for the doctors to listen to us about things. So, like, they've messed with the wrong ones, and I don't think that we're gonna go away quietly. And I think that they fucked with the wrong ones. That's all I'm gonna say. So I do appreciate you guys. If you watch this, I know this is not for everyone. This is just more like my own PSA and where I've been, and I want to get back to posting, but I felt like I needed to talk about this because it's just been so heavy on my mind and on my heart, and it's just, yeah, you saw lights. It just needed to be talked about. So that's all I have for you guys. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you very soon.